Hello, everyone. This is Live Life Well TV host, Robert Landau, with another episode of True or False, a very popular trivia program that we have for you each and every week on Live Life Well TV. So all you got to do is sit back, relax, enjoy, have fun, and let me know if the following trivia I have for you happens to be true or false. You ready? Here we go. True or false? In the game of chess, the knight is the only piece which can move diagonally. True or false? That happens to be false. In the game of chess, the bishop is the only piece which can move diagonally. True or false? Seahorses have no teeth or stomach. That happens to be true. True or false? Fish cannot blink. That happens to be true. True or false? A heptagon has 8 sides. True or false? A heptagon has 8 sides. False. A heptagon has 7 sides. True or false? Vietnam declared independence from France in 1945. That happens to be true. On September 2nd, 1945, Ho Chi Minh declared the independence of Vietnam from France. The proclamation paraphrased, actually, the U.S. Declaration of Independence in declaring, quote, "All men are born equal. The Creator has given us inviolable rights, life, liberty, and happiness." True or false? A man from the USA consumed his 26,000th Big Mac on October 11th, 2012, after eating at least one a day for 40 years. Let me say that again and try not to throw up while I'm saying it. True or false? A man from the USA consumed his 26,000th Big Mac on October 11th, 2012, after eating at least one a day for 40 years. That has to be true, and it is. True or false? Jupiter is the 6th planet from the sun. False. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the sun. True or false? The Guinness Book of World Records for most fingers and toes at birth is held by an Indian man born with 14 fingers and 20 toes in total. True or false? That unbelievable is true. Unbelievably so, it's true. Next up, true or false? There are some wasps that make honey. True or false? That happens to be true. Believe it or not, some species of wasps do actually produce honey. The most well-known among the honey-producing wasps, and there aren't too many different species that can do that, is the Mexican honey wasp. This species comes from northern Panama, can be found there, and can also be found in Texas and Arizona. The wasp is social and will establish colonies hidden in the lush foliage of trees and shrubs. Like other social wasps, Mexican honey wasps make paper nests, sometimes over a foot in diameter and generally spherical. A single colony can contain anywhere from 3,500 to 18,700 individuals, but unlike many social wasps, Mexican honey wasps tend to be very docile and will not attack unless very thoroughly provoked. True or false? Seoul is the capital of North Korea. True or false? Seoul is the capital of North Korea. That happens to be false. Seoul is the capital of South Korea. Do you know what the capital of North Korea happens to be? Pyongyang. Pyongyang is the capital and largest city in North Korea. Pyongyang is located on the Taedong River, about 60 miles upstream from its mouth on the Yellow Sea. According to the 2008 population census, Pyongyang has a population of 3,255,288 people. True or false? Alliumphobia, A-L-L-I-U-M phobia, alliumphobia is the fear of garlic. True or false? Alliumphobia is the fear of garlic. True. True or false? Alfred Hitchcock had no belly button. True or false? Alfred Hitchcock had no belly button. I wonder how you know that answer, actually. It's actually true. Originally, Mr. Hitchcock did have a belly button, but he had so many operations that he had to have it stitched up. True or false? The black box in an airplane is black. True or false? The black box in an airplane is black. Actually, that happens to be false. Believe it or not, the black box in an airplane is actually orange. True or false? As far as has ever been reported, no one has ever seen an ostrich bury its head in the sand. True or false? As far as ever been reported, no one has ever seen an ostrich bury its head in the sand. That happens to be, what do you think? True. True or false? Approximately 1/4 of all human bones can be found in the feet. What do you think? True or false? That happens to be true. There happen to be 52 bones in the feet and a grand total of 206 bones in the whole human body. True or false? In ancient Rome, a special room called a vomitorium was available for diners to purge food during meals. I'd like to read that again. I think that might be worth reading again. In ancient Rome, a special room called a vomitorium was available for diners to purge food during meals. True or false? That happens to be false, actually. A vomitorium was the name for the entranceway to a stadium in ancient Rome, and nothing more. The Latin word vomitorium, plural vomitoria, derives from the verb vomo or vomere, to spew forth. In an ancient Roman architectural plan, in ancient Roman architecture, vomitoria were designed to provide rapid egress for large crowds at amphitheaters and stadiums, as they do in modern sports stadiums and large theaters today. True or false? The average person will shed 10 pounds of skin during their lifetime. What do you think? True or false? That happens to be false. The average person will shed about not 10 pounds, but 40 pounds of skin during their lifetime. True or false, virtually all Las Vegas gambling casinos ensure that they have no clocks. True, true. So why do you think that is? I think my guess, and I think I'm right, is because they don't want patrons to realize what time it is. They want it to be a truly timeless experience, so they stay there and gamble as long as possible. True or false? Centipedes always have 100 feet. True or false? Centipedes always have 100 feet. That happens to be false, actually. While the word centipede literally means 100-footed, most centipedes do not have 100 legs. The number of legs a centipede has depends upon the number of body segments that make up its body. And this number actually varies by centipede species. True or false, the world record for a human to hold their breath underwater is 8 minutes and 27 seconds. True or false? It happens to be false. Get this. In 2016, a Spanish diver held his breath underwater for 24 minutes and 3 seconds. Wow, I don't even know how that's possible, but he did it. True or false, folks, the world's oldest known tree happens to be over 9,000 years old. The world's oldest tree happens to be over 9,000 years old. True or false? True. In 2008, a tree calculated to be 9,550 years old was found in Sweden. True or false, the UK is about the same size as France. True or false, the UK is about the same size as France. What do you think? Well, that one happens to be false. The UK is just under half the size of France. True or false? We're going to do some geography now. Mexico is south of the equator. True or false? That happens to be false. Mexico is north of the equator. True or false? It's possible to travel on roads from the United States to South America. True or false? I think you know the answer to that one. False. Why? Because there are no roads through the Darien Gap in Panama and Colombia. True or false? The Indian Ocean is the third largest ocean in the world. That happens to be true. The Pacific, of course, is the largest, followed by the Atlantic. True or false? Istanbul is the capital of Turkey. True or false? That happens to be false. Ankara is the capital of Turkey. True or false? We have 2 more true or false questions left. True. Here's the second to last one. True or false? It is against the law to throw confetti or spray silly string. Actually, that's true. The law, believe it or not, exists in Mobile, Alabama. Not anywhere else, just Mobile, Alabama, and was reportedly enacted for public safety reasons, as there was concern that the confetti would be inhaled and cause distress. Last question for this episode of True or False goes like this. In Japan, true or false, it is illegal to be clinically obese. True or false? In Japan, it is illegal to be clinically obese. That's true. In 2009, Japanese lawmakers actually set a maximum waistline limit of 33.5 inches for men and 35 for women. So that's a limit. I think I'm skipping dinner tonight. Thank God I don't live in Tokyo, let me tell you that. Anyway, that about does it for this episode of True or False. Watch all future and past episodes of True or False on Live Life Well TV, as well as our other popular trivia show that we call Did You Know? Every week we have a new episode of these shows. Every week we have a new episode of Health and Wellness Tips, that show too. Every week we have an episode of America's Greatest Personalities. Yes, every week of that show too. And every week we have an episode of a motivational, inspirational show here on Live Life Well TV called How to Be Okay When Things Aren't. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of True or False. This has been Robert Landau, Live Life Well TV host. See ya again soon. And that's true.